Y'all, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. This episode is going to be about Governor Cuomo recent resignation due to the drama he's going through with all the sexual improprieties that he's being accused of. How do I feel about it? What's my view? My view is I think it's good for him. And when I say that I think it's good for him, I don't mean because of the charges or because of the guilt of his guilt in charges. I don't know either way how guilty he is or if he is guilty at all. But what I do know is that our government for quite some time has been doing things that are just not appropriate for our government to do. And Cuomo was one of the spearheads of that movement, right? I believe, first of all, let's make sure you guys have some clarity and make sure that I lay it all on the table. I'm a Republican, so I'm not for Cuomo. I don't particularly like his politics. I don't judge him as a person because I don't know him as a person, but as far as his politics are concerned, he would never get my vote. And I don't like the way he operates in the political realm. So that being said, I am not letting my personal bias affect my opinion, but I just want some clarity so you guys understand my personal political views. Now, the reason why I say it is good for him is because for the last 4 years under the former Republican president, I watched time and time again them attack the Democratic Party, rather, attack that man for a reason, one or the other. Back to back to back, they just kept picking a different cause, and they would attack him and try to get him removed from office. And seeing that so many times brought to me the feeling and what I consider the knowledge, what is really a strong opinion, but I consider it knowledge, that the cause that the Democratic Party was pursuing at the moment was not the point of their pursuit. What I got from it was that the point of their pursuit was to remove that person from office. So since that time, I've made note that if people are offended by your cause, they fight for the cause. And if the intent of the people is to have you removed from office, then they will continue bringing up causes until one of them sticks and then you are removed. So Cuomo was hit with the old folks home. He was hit with impropriety between him and his brother on CNN. And finally, the first, second, third, multiple sexual harassment claims. And the final nail in the coffin was the one sexual harassment claim that the woman did not file suit, but she went to the law enforcement and filed a criminal claim. With that, he resigned. It was too much. It was over the top for him. Right? Now, again, I do not assess his guilt or innocence because I was not there. But what I will say is that Cuomo spearheaded the pursuit of a man without waiting for evidence. And he said that you must believe all women, no matter what. This is what he said when it was a Republican person being accused. He said that the President of the United States should step down. He said that we must believe them. He screamed, #MeToo, when that movement was destroying powerful men. Black, white, Republican, Democrat, actor, rapper, producer, CEO, newscaster. It didn't matter. No one was safe from the #MeToo movement. And there were men that knew not only could they be innocently accused, but knew that they had victims that were not speaking out during the movement, so they felt comfortable enough to chime in. Now, I don't know which category Cuomo sits in, but I do not believe that all of these claims popped up out of nowhere, right? So it's my belief that he had some knowledge of these claims when he was championing women's right to be believed. And I believe that his statement should have been, whether Republican or Democrat, that in America you are innocent until proven guilty, and we should wait for the evidence. He did not do that. And as an elected official, for him not to take that stance means that he does not deserve to be in office, because he should not have any control of lawmaking or law enforcement if he doesn't believe in innocent until proven guilty and waiting for evidence to make determinations. Okay? These are just my beliefs. And Cuomo stood against that. As far as the women are concerned, I believe that they are part of a political machine. And again, this is not judging innocence or guilt. Even if Cuomo is guilty of everything he is being accused of, these women are only speaking up because the political machine is behind them, sought them out, whether they paid them or they are aware of the benefits of being part of such a situation, the possible benefits, or they were just convinced by persuasive people who had ulterior motives. If you guys aren't familiar, Monica Lewinsky performed fellatio for our former president, Bill Clinton, right? Monica Lewinsky had no intention of releasing this to the public. Bill Clinton, being the womanizer that he was, used 18-year-old Monica Lewinsky by influencing her with the power of the office and his natural charisma, and to perform a fellatio on him in the White House, putting cigars in her vaginal area, asking her to do tricks like blow smoke with her vagina, right? All of this was going on, but when a certain time come, whether it was getting hot, it was getting too steamy, maybe Monica was getting too attached, maybe his wife was getting onto it. I don't know what happened, but I know Bill cut her off cold turkey. I'm talking about dead. No more conversation, no more talk. Transfer you out of the fucking White House into another area of government. You understand? All of these things went on with Monica. So Monica took it upon herself to confide in... Damn, why don't I remember this lady's name? I don't remember her name. But she confided in someone who she thought was a friend. She didn't recognize that being in Washington, everyone in Washington, they're not friends, they're political agents, right? So someone who she thought was a friend, who was truly a political agent, she confided in the story. She confided in every detail of the story over months. And one of the things she confided in was that on her, in one of her escapades with Bill Clinton, the president, his ejaculate landed on one of her dresses. And she, being in love with the man, stored that dress in her closet. This lady, who I just cannot remember her name, you guys can Google it, exposed the story, told everyone about the dress, and the dress was held as evidence. And the President of the United States was requested to give a DNA sample to prove that his DNA was on this dress. Okay? So, I tell you this story just to let you know that a political animal could have manipulated women who had no intention of revealing the story, especially at this particular time, and to the public, to cause these particular results. They could have had no intent for this, but a political animal could have taken their information and their stories and turned it into this because that was their intention. All right? So again, Cuomo is a victim of a political assassination. Right? They want him out of the seat for whatever reason. I don't know who he made upset, or I don't know what he is not passing. I don't know what he's standing in the way of. But Cuomo is not in favor in the Democratic Party, and they want him out. And I think it's good for him, because when it was his chance to do the right thing, he didn't. He became part of the political warfare, and he was part of dividing our country and dividing families, dividing everybody over Democrat, Republican, Trump or not Trump. I watched this happen, and Cuomo was an integral part of that. So I believe what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Turnabout is fair play. And unfortunately, Cuomo is getting a taste of his own medicine. Those are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe, and I'm out. Sorry for the background noise.